Alright, hi everyone, it is Achia here at Booking It with Achia, and today we're going back to the library. I have some holds I need to pick up, and I also just want to browse their shelves a bit. There's a few volumes of manga that I know, well, as of last night, they had, so I want to see if those are still there. So I have my tote bag. Thank you, Seal Press, for that. It's a hefty tote bag too. And I have another tote bag, an empty one, to put my holds in, because I learned from last time that I believe this tote bag is bigger than the one I took the time before. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should definitely check out my returning late library book / library haul video. Because, you know, we love messiness over here. But yeah, I'm gonna put on an audiobook. I am listening to Pirate Vishnu by Gigi Pandian. I started this last night and I got an hour and 32 minutes in until I fell asleep. Not because it's boring. I actually really enjoy this author's writing. I've been going through her backlist and I really enjoy her writing and her mysteries. I was just tired. I have a Celsius because energy, caffeine. I am hungry though, so I might stop by Panera Bread. There's a Panera on the way. Yeah, might stop by Panera Bread. Actually, I probably will stop by Panera Bread and get like a muffin or a cookie or something just to hold me over. But yeah, we're going to the library. So I treated myself to both the muffin and the cookie because why not? I figured the muffin will be like my actual lunch / breakfast and the cookie will be for when I get back. So I decided while I was sitting in the library that we are also going to put together my new bookshelf today. I was gonna make this 2 separate videos, but we're not doing that. We're gonna make it one. So you're getting a library haul and a bookshelf building vlog, video, whatever you want to call it, in one, which is gonna be super fun. I have my partner in crime here. You'll see him later. I have my partner in crime here, the one that doesn't live here. And then the one that does live here, Strawberry, is someplace, oh, she's out in the room. But I'm sure she will join us once she realizes that we're not paying attention to her. So on the floor, right here, which is kind of a little bit under my rainbow shelf, I have this entire section of YA books. These books used to be on another wall until I moved my bed around, my entire room around, really, like 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago. And I always said to myself, yeah, I'm going to put them back on shelves. But the shelves that I have will require me to drill holes into the wall. Yeah, and I can't really, not on this wall, I can't do it on this wall. And so these have just been sitting here. But I was on, whose sprints was I on? Oh, I was on Brandy Shanae's sprints. And Bree was talking about these Kallax bookcases from IKEA, and I looked them up and I was like, huh, this should be enough. It should be more than enough for my YA section, which, well, you can't see it, but it goes like down there and behind me as well. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take all these books from off the floor, store them on my bed, clean up this area, and then build the bookcase. And after all that's done, we'll put it all back together, and I'll also do my library haul. To do this on New Year's Eve. No, no. Having the people get to know you.
Oh man.
But we had already finished doing our skincare. So, what's your favorite book? If you had to pick, or a favorite. Okay, give me
The Whisper Man. I can't remember the name of the author. Alex North?
Yes, I think so. Okay.
Whisper Man.
Favorite movie. What is this? Am I in the frame? I am, kind of. Not really. There we go.
I can't pick a favorite, but my favorite recent film is Oppenheimer. 3 times.
You really went to see it 3 times. Favorite artist? I know this one already.
Taylor Swift. No, it's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, we be taking everything for granted, no lie. Cause I remember days that we could barely get by. Used to use the negativity to get high. But now the comments we reading can ruin our lives. Why? It used to be easy back on Easy Street. Hollywood ain't that good, it's going down like it's on a needed beat. Even though now it's lobster, all on top of my pasta. I can still feel locked up, like the head of a roster. They'll take your soul from right up under your nose and make you feel like you did it just to obtain your goals. Oh yeah, it's good when you get it, but it don't last that long. Cause I promise you can't take it with you when you gone. That's why I come up and I fall off, that's on me. If I fold and I sell out, that's sweet. That's why I take my time before I make my mind up. And I do this like 7 days out of the week. And I grind so hard, I don't get much sleep. I had to earn my stripes, so I don't have to work no 9 to 5. Yeah, we can learn from other people's failures sometimes. I used to make believe and tell a plethora of lies. Now I see how actions take effect on my life. Cause I don't even have a portrait of this family of mine. I used to be speeding back on Easy Street. Hollywood ain't that good, it's going down like it's on a needed beat. Even though I got options, every tree in this garden, I can still feel lost, cause every day I wonder, yeah. Will they take my soul from right up under my nose and make me feel like I did it just to obtain my goals? I mean, it's good when you get it, but it don't last that long. Cause I promise you can't take it with you when you gone. That's why if I come up and I fall off, that's on me.
Not done putting everything on this shelf that I want to, but it feels so good having this here and just having the YA books off the floor, and just, this is going to force me to keep this area of the room clean, and it's going to force me to keep this area of the room clear, like this area of the floor. And only 6 of the 12 squares are full. I know for certain that I want to dedicate one of the squares to nonfiction because my nonfiction shelf is actually overflowing. Yeah. And I also want to dedicate at least one of the squares, probably just one of the squares, to mystery and thriller books, because that, where they are right now, is just a mess. I'm not satisfied with it, and I barely look over there, and I barely touch it. So yeah, that is the plan. I'm just looking to see if there are any other groups of books. Also, I pulled some books from the YA section that can actually be unhauled, so I got rid of some books as well. There's about, I would say, at least 10 books. Not all YA, because I pulled some of my favorites as well that I just know that I'm never going to gravitate towards them again. So there's at least 10, probably closer to 15 books that are going to be put in my unhaul pile. I have planned to do a little free library unhaul at some point this month. I just have to set aside a day to do it. The 2 bags are ready. Honestly, there's really no excuse. I just had to go out and do it. But yeah, so D left. He went home. So I am going to finish putting the rest of the books on this shelf, and once I move some nonfiction, mystery, thriller, right, those are only the 2 that I said, right? Yeah, once I do those 2, I will check back in and I'll see how it's looking, and then I'll reassess to see, 1, how much space I have left, and what else can go on this shelf, if anything. Okay, so I put all of my thrillers, okay, let's do that. I put all of my thrillers and mysteries on this shelf, and I realized that there is an entire stack of maybe 10 books, thriller mysteries, that I need to unhaul, that I've been saying in the back of my mind, oh yeah, those need to go out, those need to go out. And because it would have completely just taken too much time, not really time, but just, that shelf was a mess. So to get to those books that I kept saying need to go out, I would have had to dislodge a bunch of other books, and I was never in the mood and headspace to do that. But now I'm realizing that there's a ton of books that need to be unhauled, that have just been sitting there taking up space. And yeah, so I'm about to have a completely clear shelf on this, like, rack, I guess, that was serving as a place for my thrillers and mysteries. And I don't want to put, I say this now, I don't want to put books there because I just tend not to look over there, and I tend not to grab books from over there. Like, they're just not in my line of sight. So I need to find something else that can go there. I don't know what that would be, because honestly, well, I have some stuff for my planner that was previously in this space where this shelf is now that could go on that shelf. Yeah, that's what I'll do. And that'll just make it look better too. It'll make it look so much better. I have 2 shelves left. And what's cool about this is that these shelves aren't even packed, and I will show you what these look like once I'm done filling it up. These shelves aren't even packed to capacity, but I still have so much room. And I was telling Dee earlier that I've been meaning to film a reel / TikTok going through my Funko Pop collection, and I was waiting to give the ones that he got me a new home. Well, not a new home, he got them for me, but just to give them their place, and then I was gonna film it. But this actually works because now I can move some of them. I can do another rearranging of them because I have more space, and it was becoming kind of crowded in some spaces, so I am looking forward to seeing what I can move. But yeah, let me get this stack of books off the floor that I previously moved some weeks ago and see how many shelves I'll fill up. I have a feeling I'll only fill up 1, which will leave 1 open, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. BRB. So I promised a library haul at towards the end of this video, so that is what we are here to do. And then after I do that, I'll show you what the new shelf looks like and all of the categories, or I guess categories for each individual shelf. So I am once again going to split up this library haul into books that I actually went into the building to get, which are the holds that I placed that came in, and then books I picked up. Sorry, there is an eyelash in my eye. There we go. And then books that I just went and browsed. Even though 3 of these that weren't on hold, I knew that 4 of these that weren't on hold, but I knew that they were in the library, and so I went and searched for them myself. So I guess I'll put that in a separate section. And then, so we have holds that came in, books that I went in specifically to get, and then books that I saw while browsing. And I guess I should make room. These are books for another video, that's why they're sitting here. Since this is a dual part vlog, or I'm doing 2 things in this video, I'm not going to give super long synopsis for each book. There's like 3,000 eyelashes in this one eye, and I just really need for it to stop. Okay, let me bring you a wee bit closer. There we go. So, starting with the holes that I took out, we have a picture book called Homeland, My Father Dreams of Palestine. This is fairly new, I believe, or it came out within the past year. I'm really looking forward to reading this. Oh wow, this looks excellent. Next up, we have a book that I've been eyeing. It's been on my, what I call ethereal TBR since I heard about it, and this is called The Death I Gave Him, and I believe this is like a scientific horror. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like a scientific horror. Then we have a YA fantasy book that also has trans rep, and this is The Wicked Bargain by Gabe Cole Novo. We have Chain Gang All Stars by Nana Kwame Ajay Brenya, and I was reading the ebook and I kept taking a really long time, and so kept having to go back in Libby. And this is actually, I'm reading this for a project, and I want to continue on with the project and finish up that project. So I was like, maybe it's meant for me to read it physically. So I have it, and I think I'm actually going to restart it. I got like 40% of the way through, but I feel like I just need to restart it and continue on. Then we have Chlorine by Jade Song. This deals with, I believe, an Asian American woman who loves the water, and she's like maybe not a mermaid, but it's like one of those, from what I hear, it's kind of like trippy, but I've been wanting to read this for a very long time, so I'm very excited about that. Then we have a board book. I got this so I could read it to my little cousin. That's literally why this is here. Then we have Every Black Girl Dances by Candace Y. Johnson. I was just on the library's website, and this was in the new fiction section, and it sounded interesting. The little blurb says, a searing exploration of femininity and womanhood. Every Black Girl Dances hits the truth-telling, and then the 14-day loan stickers over whatever that last word is. Another one that I believe I put this on my most anticipated post on Instagram, and this is a Caribbean-inspired YA fantasy called So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. Another book that I saw while browsing the library's website called Dazzling by Chikodili Amolumadu. I forgot what this is about, but Black protagonist deals with spirituality. Wow, my allergies are just coming full. I've been dealing around a lot of dust, and I took my allergy pill, at least I thought I did, and I guess it gave up. Then we have Womb City, another one where I'm highly anticipating. This is by Lotlo Samase, and this is another scientific horror where we're in the future and women's bodies are only used for their wombs. Like, I think are they in stasis? I don't know, but it says an adrenaline-packed cyberpunk body-hopping African futurist ghost story exploring motherhood, memory, and a woman's right to their own body. Doesn't that just sound incredible? And then we have a manga, the first volume of Witch Atelier? I don't know. The pronunciation of that word escapes me. And then what I thought was a manga, but it reads left to right.
Editing Achia here. So I actually did some research, and Villains Are Destined to Die is actually a manhwa, which is a Korean style of graphic novels or comics, and they read left to right.
Which is super confusing, but has manga on it. I don't know. So maybe this is a manga-inspired graphic novel, but it's called, and it is the first volume of Villains Are Destined to Die. So those are all the holes that came in. Then the 4 books that I actually went into the library for are volumes 3 and 4 of Blue Period, which I'm really enjoying. I recently finished volume 2 and I gave that 5 stars. Then we have The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Call. This, I believe, is a mermaid horror book. And we have Infomocracy by Malka Older. This is the same author of... I'll put the covers here because they recently have the second book in that novella series coming out. Wow, I'm really blanking, and both titles are kind of long, but this is their older title. They have a full like sci-fi trilogy out, and this is the first book in that trilogy, and it deals with technology and information and the power of information. Then let's go on to books I picked up just by browsing. We have 2 picture books, the first one being 1,000 White Butterflies. This is about a girl who recently emigrates from, I think, Colombia, to the United States, and she's never seen snow before. She's missing her father who had to stay back in Colombia. Has no friends yet, and it's a snow day, and she sees all the snow falling from the sky, and she likens them to little white butterflies. And I think it's about her going out and just experiencing that magic of like a really just white snow-filled day, and she might make a friend. Then we have another one that was on the Winter Wonderland table called A Magical Snowflake. And I believe this little girl, it's the middle of winter and it's very cold, and this little girl and her friends want to play outside, but there's no snow, and so she wishes for snow, and snow appears. This is Family Meal by Brian Washington. I have yet to read a Brian Washington book, but I keep collecting. Oh wait, no, that's a lie. I just lied. I read Lot. Yeah, I don't know if you can, you can't see it from this angle, but I read Lot by Brian Washington. I have yet to read his second novel, Memorial. That's what it is that I want to read, because Lot is a collection of short stories and Memorial is a novel. This is also a novel. There's something with a ghost, and it says an irresistible intimate novel about 2 young men, once best friends, whose lives collide again after loss. But I think one of the characters is being like haunted by their dead best friend or something like that. Then we have a graphic novel called The Talk by Darren Bell. This is also a recently released book, and this is, you can probably guess, about a little boy or a young boy. Oh, okay, this is interesting style. And it's about them giving the son the talk about what to do when you're confronted by police. Oh, okay. Through evocative illustrations and sharp humor, Bell examines how The Talk shaped intimate and public moments from childhood to adulthood. Well, this is nonfiction. Interesting. Yeah, this is like the protagonist in this, like the person in this is the author. Oh, that's so cool. Next up, we have a romance called Tastes Like Shakar by Nisha Sharma. And this has some Southeast Asian representation in this. Another one that I saw while just browsing called The Vulnerables by Sigrid Nunez. This seems like it's going to be one of those millennial Gen Z coming of age era type stories, which I honestly eat those up. So I was like, you know what? Add to the cart. Then we have I'm a Fan, which is a novel. And this one, what does it say? Yeah, the main character has like an unequal romantic relationship, sex, brutality, politics, social media, work, art, tenderness, humor. Patel tackles them all in this blistering novel while making the reader complicit in the inescapable trap of fandom that seems to define the modern condition. So yeah, this is another one. Apparently, I've never heard of this. It came out in October, and when I picked it up and read the back, it just seemed really interesting. So I was like, put it in a basket. Then we have another manga. This one isn't necessarily new to me. I have no clue what it's about because the inside flap and the back flap do not tell me anything about the manga. I've seen this in Barnes & Nobles on multiple occasions. I've picked it up on multiple occasions, and because I can't find a blurb for it, I never buy it. So I was like, you know what? Let's see if I am interested in this story and what this is actually about. And, oh, we actually have another one. Then we have a graphic novel called Ironheart, which is about Riri Williams. She's a black girl. She's one of the smartest characters in the Marvel universe. Next up there with Shuri and I forgot the little girl's name, but she's Moon Girl from Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. 3 black girls, by the way. And yeah, I love anything Riri Williams that I can get my hands on. Hold on a second, have I read this already? Y'all, I've literally read this already, but it wasn't in this format. It was in this format. And so they took these 2 volumes of Ironheart and condensed it, made it shorter, and put it into a graphic novel form. I was hoping I'd get more Riri Williams goodness. That's so annoying. And then the last book we have is Brooms by Jasmine Walls and Tio Duval. This is all about girls of color who are also witches, and there's broom racing, and we have some queer representation, we have deaf representation, American Sign Language representation, there's Black representation, Native, Asian, like it's just all the things. I started reading it and I was enjoying it. I got to page, I think 15. Yeah, I got to page 15. This is the like art style. And it's historical. Yeah, 1930s Mississippi. Magic is permitted only in certain circumstances and by certain people. And so when we meet the 2 characters, I think Billy May, no, not her. Who is it? Maddie and Emma. Their parents are trying to figure out how to hide them from not hide them, but well, I guess hide them from the authorities, because the white authorities do, I think, quarterly sweeps where they go around and they gather all the children of color who show magical abilities and put them in these schools for magic, aka residential homes or residential schools, and essentially strip them of their ancestral magic and teach them the white Eurocentric way of doing magic. And so their parents are trying to figure out how to prevent that. And so one of the people in the family is like, hey, maybe we can get some money racing brooms, and I'll take the girls and see how they like it. But yeah, so these are all the books that I took out from the library. I'm going to put them back in the arrangement that I had them in, and then I will show you what the shelves look like. All right, so this is how it looks. This is the Kallax from IKEA. It's 4x3 or 3x4. You can put it anyway. So I guess we'll start over here. Starting with this shelf, we have my red collection of young adult. So it's double stacked, as you can see. So this shelf is red, this shelf is red, and this shelf down here is red. And then going further down, we have all of my red thrillers and mysteries. And then right here, we have my unread thrillers and mysteries. And what I realized while putting these 2 shelves together is that I own more read thrillers and mysteries than I do unread, which is pretty cool. I did not know that. Then as we move over, this one is empty. I'm sure Strawberry is going to like that. And I'm also sure that this shelf at some point will have books on it, but for right now, nothing's here. Then we have just random assortment of fiction. So we have some newer fiction that I have purchased back there. Yeah, this really is a random shelf, some collections of stories. And then going up, I'm gonna move those candles, starts my unread section of young adult. And then so we have this shelf is unread young adult, this shelf as well, double stack, and then this shelf is unread. And as you see, I have quite a bit of space on the unread YA. Like I could easily condense this into probably like 2 shelves, but I do want to have some room for YA books that come in, because they can go here, and then perhaps this empty one will become a read YA. So if books, well, not if, when books leave this section and I read them, then they can come over here and go to this section, which is pretty cool. Then these last 2, this one is an amalgamation of graphic novels. So I had a few graphic novels on my comics shelf right there, and right here. This space here is purposeful. Strawberry was already down here going in between. There's space back there because of how my rainbow shelf is, so I can't push this shelf all the way against the wall. And Strawberry was going from one side to the other. So if I can, I'm going to try and leave that space open because she likes to hide herself and just play. And then this shelf is full of nonfiction. My nonfiction shelf, which is over here, it's this entire shelf right here, was overflowing. I had like book stacks here, they were constantly falling. It was really stuffed. And so I have dedicated this little square to nonfiction as well. And yeah, let me show you all the books that I pulled that are going to be unhauled. All of this, not the stuffed animal. These are just books that I enjoyed, but I don't see myself reading them ever again. Oh wait, hold on. Take the mic. I don't know if this is supposed to be here. This isn't supposed to be here. But everything else, these are going to be unhauled as soon as I take the tabs out. I might dedicate, what's tomorrow, Thursday? Yeah, so during my sprint, I might just dedicate like an audiobook and take the tabs out of these and some other books that I've been planning to unhaul, so they can just, I can do that little free library vlog that I've been meaning to do. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. That concludes my mashed up library haul and building a new bookshelf. I mentally feel so much better with this. Like, as soon as we flipped it to the way that I wanted it and I started shelving books, and just to have my YA section off the floor and still have half of the shelf empty and know that I just feel so much better. Up here feels so much better. Oh my goodness. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know. Oh, do you need another bookcase? Are you also running out of room? That, and what is your most recent read, preferably a book from the library, either physically or Libby. Make sure you are subscribed and you've hit the notification bell so you're notified every time. Thank you, HVAC system, for that. I love you. Every time I release a new video, all of my socials and the links to my book club, my Pango bookshop, and my Etsy shop are down below, and I will see you in another video. Bye.
Showing. I ain't living for the moment. I see what's mine and I want it. Hungry like a Pac-Man. I'm Bruce Wayne and Batman. I'm Naruto with a Hanzo. Got a sharp mind like I'm Einstein. Posting copywriting, so it's all mine. Check it for me, I'm in the sky.